What are you doing? You hiding?
I'm gonna
You hiding?
appear. Look, it's magic.
Okay, but we have Kansas City and the Texans for Wild Card Weekend. 'Cause it was.
Watch. I'm gonna disappear like Texans hopes and dreams.
Oh man,
Your dog seems to
my,
be
my
amused.
yeah my dog was not happy that apparently my dog's a Texan fan, so I'm sorry.
If we were talking about the Falcons, I would be like, that's because they eat their shit too. But
Oh man, they got destroyed though. I mean, there's just no way around it.
look, I think we both picked the Chiefs to win this game, right?
We did. We both picked the Chiefs, and
But we thought it was gonna be a low scoring game,
well, yeah, I figured it was gonna be super defensive, and
and it was a fucking blowout.
yeah, I mean,
It was defensive on the Chiefs side,
well, yeah, I mean,
and offensive and all over the place.
it makes me wonder. I don't know. There's a few drives, at least in the first half. There's a few drives where I'm like, okay, like yeah, they're getting shit together, they're getting it together, and then Brian Hoyer, yeah,
Interception.
Brian Hoyer throws an interception, whatever. And it's funny because I mean, first play of the game, gets ran back for a touchdown from Kansas City.
Right.
Takes 11 seconds to score 7 points for him, and realistically, they could have never scored again and been okay for the rest of the game because that was it. That was game
I didn't
over.
really think about that, but that's funny. Yeah, the game deciding touchdown was scored on the first play of the game.
Like realistically, it was.
Man. Really though, the game really truly got away from the Texans. Watt and Macklin actually got hurt on the same play, which is kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
and they were
But
even like collided together. They just both just fell down and got yeah.
when Watt went out though, you could tell the Texans quit.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that was their motivator. He was obviously like the one rallying the troops, and when he went down, that was it.
yeah,
The score just got even more like farther away from them.
yeah.
It was. I can't believe they didn't put Whedon in. Honestly, like what the hell is that about? Like why wouldn't you try it?
At that point, yeah. It, when you got to the end of the third quarter, start the fourth quarter, whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
especially after like the fourth turnover from Hoyer, it just kind of like fuck this. But
I thought Whedon was gonna come out like halftime.
right,
I mean, it's in the playoffs. What do you? I
what are
had
you
a
gonna
uh,
lose? Yeah.
I had a friend I was watching this with. He's in our league, Jimmy. Actually,
Hmm.
he's a Texans fan. He's from that area originally, and he's watching the game, and he was so angry. He's like, if I was the owner, I would fire the coach in the middle of the game.
Just come out during the
Like,
halftime speech, and be like you're gone.
yeah, that's how mad he was. So, I mean, I could feel it. If that was happening to the Saints, I'd be pissed,
Man, the worst part is
especially
that
like that.
it was. I mean, at home in Houston too. Those fans, like, I mean, I gotta give at least a small round of applause to the fans who actually stuck it out all the way to the end of the game. Like, that
Yeah,
they're fans. Like those are troopers. Because hell, even if it was the Packers getting blown out at that point, I would have fucking just left Lambeau and be like, well, at least I can beat traffic home.
I don't know. It depends on how much I could spend on tickets.
Well, that too. In the playoffs, I wouldn't. If it was a
Yeah,
regular season, I would. But playoffs, no. I guess I wouldn't.
yeah. I don't know. In Lambeau, it might be kind of rough if it's cold. In a dome, yeah, I'm staying.
True. Yeah, that's also true.
But I don't really know. I mean, highlights wise,
You know what the biggest
is
highlight
there?
for the Texans is they had J.J. Watt
Yeah,
come in as a Wildcat option.
yeah.
I mean, like J.J. Watt, the quarterback, and every. I mean, like the joke was still a better quarterback than Hoyer was that game.
Well, didn't they get positive yardage on that play at least?
No, he got negative
Or was
one,
it?
I think.
It was one. I thought he was
Yeah.
like. Oh,
I mean, he still didn't get like a touchdown on because how many
right,
times
right.
how many times did the Texans get to the goal line and still not produce even a
I
field
know.
goal?
I
Just
know.
nothing.
Well, it's because they were so far behind they were just going for the touchdown eventually,
Yeah.
so they didn't really have a choice if they wanted to get in it. But it's almost like kick the field goal just so you not stop. You
Yeah.
know. I don't know. It was a pretty one-sided and hopeless game from the first play.
It
Sort of
truly
like
was.
sort of like a certain Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah.
And the Chiefs looked really impressive. The most impressive thing isn't actually the shutout, in my opinion. It's the fact that they scored as many points as they did on that Texans defense.
Yeah. Because Texans defense, although it doesn't look like it, when you look at the overall score, they are a great defense. I
Right.
mean, on power is as good, probably I'd say, as the Chiefs defense and everything. Especially the last 4 games of the season, they really stepped it up to the plate,
Yeah.
and they didn't. I mean, Chiefs could do anything they wanted to that defense. It didn't
I don't
matter.
know. Yeah, I don't know where they finished, like league total, what rank the Texans were at the end of the season. I'm sure the early part of the season probably hurt them. I bet if you look at the second half, they'd be a higher ranked,
Oh,
you know,
definitely.
team in the second half.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as AFC teams go, I mean, it was at least they're in the upper three. You know, them, Denver, and the Texans had the three better defenses than the other three teams. At least I think.
Mhm.
I think that's a pretty actually. I mean, when you look at the Steelers and the Patriots, and well, another team we'll get to in a minute
Yeah.
in another video. Sorry, Bengal fans, but I think it's pretty easy statement to say there's a pretty big drop or a pretty big gap between those three defenses and then the bottom three defenses
Yeah.
in the playoff teams in the AFC. So it's really, I mean, it's really impressive. The Chiefs, honestly, they look like the best team in the AFC right now.
If you want to talk even more real about that, I
Maybe
mean,
the NFL.
Chiefs. That's hard to say, but Chiefs going against the Patriots now in the divisional round. Chiefs on right now just look better in
Yeah,
every aspect, offensively, defensively, special teams, everywhere on the map. The Chiefs look better than the Patriots, and what's the most impressive to me is if counting this win, what are they? 12 wins in a row now, be without a loss, or is this 11?
11.
Okay,
Yeah,
so 11 wins in a row now without a loss, and they do not look like they're slowing down. The pressure's not getting to them. This is a team that are so absolute with what they know, what they're capable of, what their team chemistry is, and they have it locked down. I mean, this is a team that I don't even think in their eyes they're looking at the Super Bowl picture yet. They're just looking at we're gonna beat this team next. The end.
hey, they're going to Foxborough.
Yeah.
They better be worried about the damn Patriots because historically they win there. You know,
Well, yeah, but what I'm getting at is that the pressure of making it to the Super Bowl, or even the pressure of the Super Bowl game itself, like I just don't think that this is a thing that this team is even considering right now. All
I
they're
don't even.
looking forward to is who we play next because we're gonna beat them and we're gonna figure out how. And so far, for 11 games, they've proven that to be true. So
Hey,
this is a
when you're
team that I think that if you want to take down the Patriots in the playoffs, this is the team that's gonna do it at Foxborough.
when you're a wild card team, I don't feel like you have any pressure anyway. You're not expected to make it. You know what I mean? So just the fact that they just need to keep rolling like they're rolling. There's no pressure. If they lose, well, I mean, they were a wild card team.
Yeah,
It's not like anyone's going to be talking shit on
yeah, that's
them.
true.
It's pretty damn impressive what
Which
they
is
did
weird because
anyway.
honestly, Texans look like they were the wild card team, and
Yeah,
because the last time the Texans were in the playoffs, they were the wild card team, I believe, or did they? Or, no,
yeah.
wait, that was the year that the Colts were really, really bad without Peyton Manning. So never mind, I take that back.
Well, I think they were in it like 2 years ago. I feel like maybe no, that was 3 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
except
was
didn't they win the wild card game?
maybe.
I think they won their first wild card game, and then they went back in the divisional round. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why it's getting a little fuzzy in my head and everything. But point is, Texans did look like they're more of the wild card team in this aspect
Well, I
because
mean, didn't every home team?
true. You know what? This is the
So,
first time in NFL history that every home team lost in the wild card
but
division.
so despite the fact we had shitty games, I guess it was wild.
Come on, there was wild. I mean,
Saturday was bad. Sunday got better.
Saturday, I would argue against that. Saturday, I thought was good. I mean, first half
Oh,
was crazy in this game, and then once halftime hit, you kind of knew what was logged. First play was crazy, at least.
yeah, yeah, and it was all downhill from there.
It was at least wild to me because I did not expect Brian Hoyer to be this bad.
I guess so.
You know, like I figured somebody's gonna put up a bigger fight than that, but it didn't
You get an interception. You get an interception.
happen. Yeah.
I guess that's about it for me as
Mm.
far as what I wanted to say about this
One
game.
last question. Now, after you mentioned putting Brandon Weeden in, you think Brian Hoyer is gonna get another shot next year?
He will if they have the same coach. I think they both need to be fired though.
It's a good enough answer.
So,
It's I can't argue against that. It's very true. Uh,
uh, you barely win a crappy division, and then you put up a like the only reason they're in the playoffs is because that division sucks.
yeah,
It's not like they did a great coaching job and dominated their division or something, and then had a bad break in the playoffs. Like they kind of got lucky to even be there, and then didn't do anything with it.
yep.
So
Actually, they look like the biggest fools out of
yeah,
everybody.
at least the other teams that were like last year the Panthers and when the Seahawks were like the team that no one thought should be there. They actually won a game.
Yeah,
The Texans got skunked, and then their best player got hurt. Like everything was just terrible,
yeah,
terrible, terrible. Good luck, Texans fans. Hope you find your quarterback.
yeah. That's what they needed.
Yeah,
They
more than
definitely need.
anything.
So I think that's pretty much everything about this game that we can discuss. All right.
Yeah. I was,
So definitely
I
good.
was gonna say, hey, if you took the Saints team and the Texans and you put them together, you would have one really good team and one really, really bad team.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
I made that joke to my friend during the game. He's like, yeah,
No, that's absolutely true. Yeah,
yeah,
you would have one of the most high octane defense and offenses as a team, and then like just the worst offense and the worst defense as a team.
this, they would be like the Super Browns.
It would be like what was the team name in Family Guy with the
The London Silly
Silly
Nannies.
Nannies? Yeah, that's basically what they
Oh,
would be.
God. That's great. On that note,
Yeah. Let's look forward next weekend to the divisional round with the Chiefs and the Patriots, and we'll definitely be covering a little bit about that game when it happens. Are we making our official picks? No, we're doing a separate video for
do
our
it for
picks. Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. So make sure to watch our picks. We'll talk about you know how accurate our picks are, how accurate your picks are. Everybody gets a pick. You get a pick. You get a pick. Oh, that's Hoyer. Sorry. Well, just get ahead of myself here. Um, Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. There's links in the description below. Make sure to watch our late calls that are happening, this a week and the weeks coming. Um, you know, wild card weekend, man. It's
Yep.
done. As you call it, mild card weekend.
It was pretty mild. At least Saturday.
Disagree with you, man.